meditation. Yes, until the last session, we have been seeing that the nature of reality. So now, today's we see the way of practice. So let me share my screen before we go further. Okay, yeah, we are learning the wisdom from the author Thich Nhat Hanh, the understanding mind. So these are the verses. We have seen the story of consciousness, how and why the different qualities and different things are coming into the each and every one of us mind. How to water those the things, the qualities that we only want it, and then we talked about manas, mind. Store is the seventh consciousness. Manas and mind are the sixth and fifth consciousness, and the the other four are the four sense consciousness. So we have seen all those. So understanding mind is not just that mind is consisting of our store of consciousness, manas, our mind, and the sense consciousness. All together is our mind. Then the nature of reality, how the reality will be there, what is its nature. We have seen the last 10 verses, and now today we'll go to the path of practice. This is the most important. Even though we learn all the things, even though we learn so many things about the nature of reality, state of consciousness and everything, until and unless we practice in a day-to-day life, there's no use. That will become remained as a just for the lecturing or just for understanding the concept. But in order to use and in order to be experience peace or mindfulness, whatever in our life, then we need to practice each and every concept that we learned. So what is the way of practice? That is what he's explaining here in this last section, the path of practice. Meditation. So obviously the meditation. So what is on what we have to meditate? So meditation in the sense, we may be closing our eyes, we may be going to the thoughtless state, we may be actually feeling the bliss in it. So if you are being there for a couple of hours or 1 hour and feeling that bliss and feeling that calmness, obviously when we are not thinking anything, our mind is so calm, we will feel energetic because we are taking that cosmic energy. But that is not only the thing. We have to practice, we have to understand the concept, we have to meditate on that concept. What is that meditation and the nature of interdependence that can transform the deluded mind. We have to transform that, which can transform into the deluded mind. Our deluded mind, from delusion to into the illumination. So from delusion, we are all in the deluded state. We are in the duality state, right? From that state to, we have to move to the illuminated state. So for that, we have to meditate. So that is an ultimate state. We need to get there. Use mindfulness to shed the light on the interdependent nature of things. We can get rid of our tendency to perceive things as permanent and having a separate self. This is the problem. So what is the problem is we perceive the things as permanent. Suppose we bought a home. We feel that this is a permanent home. This is as if we are going to live in this home forever and ever. You start loving that home. As if you got a new car. As if that car is forever with us, you feel you start taking care of it. One scratch, if it comes, you feel so much hurt. So you are actually that impermanent things, you started loving those things. Impermanent things, you are thinking that those are the permanent and having a separate self. You need to buy something which is greater than your friends or greater than your neighbors. So you are feeling it is a separate thing. So these are all the delusionary things that we are living in. From that delusion, we need to come to the illumination, or we need to come to that highest state. With this illumination, we see that the world of birth and world of birth and death, and the world of, sorry, with this illusion, I heard the wrong thing. Illusion, we see the world of birth and death, the world of samsara, and has same ground as the realm of suchness. Okay, that's the right one. In the illumination, if we have this world of that birth and death and this world of samsara, is nothing but is the same ground as the world of suchness and world of nirvana. They both are same. Nirvana is not there somewhere else. Nirvana is there here. Nirvana is there in this world, in this earth itself. Suchness is there in this earth. How you see, how you perceive the things is the thing. So once you got that illumination, once you got that nirvana state, you feel this all are existing here. Samsara and suchness are not the two different things. They are the same reality. They are the same, both the sides of the same coin. That is what you can understand. There are the two dimensions of the same reality. They both are the same dimensions of the same reality. The purpose of meditation is to touch the ground of no birth, no death, the realm of suchness. So what is the purpose of meditation? When you are doing that meditation, you have to touch that ground, right? You have to touch that ground of no birth, no death state and realm of suchness. You need to go there and do that. By touching the world of samsara, you touch the world of suchness. So when you want to touch that world of samsara, right, you can touch the world of suchness also. So that's how you will be able to do that. Okay. We have been given the tools. We need to touch the realm of suchness right there, right here in samsara. How you can touch that, those things? We have been given the tools. What are those tools? How to practice? Those are the way of practice. Those are the things that our author will be talking about in this 41 to 50, 50 verses. The 41. The way of practice. How to practice? Meditating on the nature of interdependence. Interdependence can transform the delusion into enlightenment. Samsara and suchness are not two. They are one and the same. So this is the point that he is making. The way of practice, meditating in the nature here. So meditation is an ultimate solution. So meditating on what you are meditating. So if you are actually observing your breath, that is the way, that's a tool that was given to go into that worldly things. Out of this, you are just going inside, go inside, catch your breath and observe your breath is the one tool that was given. Various meditation techniques may be given the different tools. One may be asking you to focus here, one may be asking you to do something else. So this is all the tools that in order to go inside. So in order to go inside and understand who you are, why you came from, what is the purpose of your life. So without understanding all these things, without understanding that nature of interdependence, there's no use of just meditating and feeling that peaceful and in that 1 hour and remaining 23 hours or 22 hours, do whatever you like. That's not the case. So meditating on the nature of interdependence. So everybody, every one of us are all connected. We are interdependent on each other. So how? We will see. So we are all interdependent. Don't we agree? Suppose from morning to evening, we are dependent on so many people. If you want to, morning, if you want to have it, morning, you want to drink a water. So water, the purification of the water, so many people has to work in order to come get your water into your tap, the pure water into the tap. Then if you want to have a coffee, let us take. So coffee, if you want to take milk, so you are dependent on the cows or whoever is milking and whoever is taking and whoever is bringing to the store, and then you go and get it. So you are only doing that end part. Then coffee, the coffee plants, so much things is happening before that coffee powder comes into the tin and then to your home, and then sugar. So these many things. So if you start seeing, so everything, you can see so many people work in that. You can see so many people worked for that to have that cup of coffee. You can see, that is what he is saying. See the things very clearly. You do not see that just like that coffee means coffee, enjoy, then throw. It's not that. You see everything that you are doing very clearly, very deeply, then you will understand this interdependence. That's what he is saying. Meditating the nature of interdependence can transform the delusion into the enlightenment. Samsara and suchness are not two. They are not two separate things. Usually, say samsara means all the responsibilities, sorrow, that this. So many people will say, and suchness is something like nirvana. So it's not that they are same. You have to see that suchness in samsara. They are not two. They are the one and the same. That is what here he is saying. Mindfulness of the nature depends. Here, what is that? The key is mindfulness. So everything that you do, be mindful of it. That is the key for every transformation that you are doing. We live in mindfulness. We are able to see the interdependent nature at the heart of things and transform our ignorance into the insight. Delusion becomes enlightenment. So once you started doing it, once you are mindfully doing it, suppose if I am drinking a cup here, cup of water, then to have the water, so many people has to work. To have this cup, the nice cup, so many people would have. So if I see things very deeply, then you will not see that as a thing. You will see that there is an interdependent. You are interdependent on so many things. So like that, we are using so many things. We are using so many other things from day to day life. You will see that interdependence, right? Whenever you see that interdependence, you will not feel that you are separate. You are one among, because you are all connected. Because everybody was connected only, your life is going so smooth. There's so many. So that kind of mindfulness will come into the thing. Once you got it, suppose let us take a sewage person. Okay, if he doesn't work properly, as so if your garbage, if your things are not going out properly, then how can you live in the home? But otherwise you see that person is doing a very less job or something like that. But once you have that understanding, when you can see that clearly the things, you see that that person is so important in your life. Your life is dependent on so much so in on those persons also, because you, without luxury, you can live, but without that kind of, without the garbage going out of your home, and if you don't have a clean home, it will be very hard to live. Even if you don't have a luxury car, you can live. We can live with any other car, but your home should be neat. The sewage should go out. So that much so when you are mindful, you are able to see the things very clearly in any situation. So that time, your ignorance that I am great and this person is not doing well, is doing a small job, that ignorance will go. You will have that insight, because when you are mindful, you will not see that that person is doing a less job kind of thing. So that delusion is gone. He is separate and you are separate. You are interdependent on each other. We are all interdependent. When you have that delusion was gone, you are enlightened person. So that's how it comes. Mindfulness of the nature of interdependence is the key to the transformation. Self, what is here? He is giving the three natures. Swabhava, that is self nature. The nature of imaginary construction. We are all living in that imaginary construction. We are thinking something, oh, this is great, I'm doing this kind of thing, right? So we are all imaginary construction. We suppose if you learn something in the book today, you learn something, oh, I am so knowledgeable, I know everything. Oh, I'm doing this. So where is coming from? Actually, as Socrates told, Socrates at the end, he said, I know nothing. That is a statement. So such a great philosopher, he read all the things, because the more you learn, the more you feel that you know, you don't know. Whatever you know is nothing. There is a lot much to learn, right? So whenever you are not in that imaginary construction saying that I am great kind of thing, so that his nature is a self nature. Okay. Next one, what you are discriminating. I'm different from others. I'm so different. I'm so great. That kind of discrimination. Parikalpita, the nature of interdependence. Okay. Fulfilled nature. The third one is fulfilled nature. Nishpanna, that is the nature of ultimate reality. So finally, you will understand that is everything is dependent on each other. You are not nothing superior, nothing inferior. Everybody is same. We are all interconnected. So these are the three natures that we can have, that his author is explaining. We are imprisoned by, where we are imprisoned by our ignorance, the birth, death, because we take this imaginary constructed world created by our mind as a reality. So we have created this world. totally we created. Oh, this is my home, this is my car, these are my kids. So this is all imaginary construction we created. So in the whereas any other the animals and plants, they do not have. So they may be taking care when they give the birth, they may be taking care for a while, but later everybody was independent. It is not like my home. They are not actually keeping anything for themselves. We human beings who has given a great brain to think and to know ourselves, we are living in an ignorant world of birth, and we think that, oh my the birthday come or some birth we celebrate, oh somebody died. So even though the spiritual persons who all know the things, so somebody died, so we all will start feeling bad because we think that person is died. But the thing is, he just left the body, that we know. So we are not so different. Even after 700 verses of Krishna explaining everything to Arjuna, when Arjuna's son dies, he cried. It's not, he didn't, oh, Krishna told that it is nothing, there's no coming, no going. He also explained in Bhagavad Gita, but he understand? Means he would have understood, but it is very hard to internalize. It is very hard to practice it. So that is where he's coming. You have to practice. Once you practiced, so you will come out of this ignorance of birth and death, and you will come out of this imaginary world that your mind has created, right? That you will come out of it. The opposite of the world of imaginary construction is fulfilled self-nature. The nature of things, the nature of things as they are. So the opposite world of imaginary construction. So fulfilled. Okay, my life is full. So I'm happy. So I'm the entire world is mine. So that kind of nature, right? That is that one you'll read. How do we live? Then how do we live that imaginary construction? So we are in the imaginary constructed world. How do we leave this imaginary constructed world, and how to go to this nirvana state or fulfilled state, fulfilled self nature, right? How to go from here to there, which is very hard, right? So like just now I gave an example of Arjuna. So how we can go, that's what he's saying, the way through the meditating. So here is giving meditate. Where to meditate? Meditate on the nature of interdependence. Meditate on the nature, everything that you see, meditate on the nature of interdependence and practice of paratantra. The practice of paratantra. We will see what is this. Okay. What is paratantra? What is that we have to meditate? So we have to ultimately go to the realm of things in themselves. We should not be in that realm of imaginary construction or a conceptualized world. We have to see the realm of things that within things. So there is a no birth, death, no one, no many, no coming, no going, no existence, and no non-existence. Everything is such a state is called suchness or a nirvana state. So that's where we have to go. Paratantra is the process of learning and training ourselves to be to look deeply into the nature of interdependence. Paratantra is the process of learning and training ourselves. For everything, you have to look deeply, try to understand why the other person is doing, what happened. So whenever you are actually trying to do, he gave a couple of examples. What is happening, we'll discuss. When we see the interdependent self-nature of things, we are no longer caught in the notions of duality. When we understand we are dependent on each other, we are interdependent on each other. When we gave an example of sewage, everybody is so important. To drink a coffee, there are so many hundreds of people are working behind to get to a cup of coffee in the morning. So if you can look deeply into your coffee, you can see all the interbeings, how much you are interdependent on each other. So can you see, whenever you go to any coffee gardens or anything, one coolie is going there and he is working hard. Can you look down him? Can you look that, oh, he is doing a very less job? When you really understand, you will not, okay, because of those so many workers, I'm able to sit comfortably in my home and having my cup of coffee in the morning. Okay, those people have to eat for fatafat and has to go in the morning to do the work. Because of that interdependence, you will not see them as a low or anything, because if we are working for each other, we are interdependent on each other. So similarly, those people, even if they did that coffee, the things and drying up and all the things to send it into the factory and do, so they need some people who has money and who can do that. So they are dependent. So we are dependent on each other. Samsara and suchness are also not two, they are one. With the deluded mind, we only see samsara because our mind is so deluded. This is mine, this is my kid, this is my home. That kind of thing, we see only samsara. But when our mind is purified, when our mind was so purified and we became the true mind, from deluded mind to the true mind, that as we discussed in the last session, when it comes, the samsara will be transformed into the suchness or nirvana. So then we will be coming into the samsara to nirvana. The way to practice again is the nature of interdependence. Meditate on the nature of interdependence. You only need to meditate on so then you will be able to transform from delusion to illumination. So from the deluded mind to the illumination, you will be illuminated with the light of intelligence. Okay. The Paratantra is the process of learning and training ourselves look deeply. Okay, sorry, I think, okay. Interdependence means things that can arise in a reliance on the other things. The things can arise. So example was given, right? The flower, if you see, the flower, a beautiful rose you are seeing. When you look deeply, you have to see the seed or sampling, whatever it's sampling, clouds, because the rain has clouds, from clouds, rain, soil, warmth, the warmth of the sun, all these things together. If any one of it is not there, then you will not see that beautiful rose flower. But when you see that things in themselves, when you are able to see the flower deeply, you could see all these things. So these are all interdependent on each other. So without all these things, you will not be able to see the flower. Similarly, we are interdependent on each and everything. Everything in the universe has interdependent self-nature. Everything. As I gave you the coffee example, here the flower example, anything you take, like sewage example, or anything you take, you are interdependent. Okay, looking deeply and shining light, but we will say, oh, in America, we are not dependent. We are actually so much, everything we do ourselves. Only thing, we may not have our servants daily. That's all. All other things, so many people has to work for us. They have to bring to our store. Then you are going and buying from the store and you are saying that you are so independent. But you are not going into the fields and actually doing all the things, right? That so many people are doing for that. So this interdependency is there for every one of us. Everything in the universe is interdependent. It is once you understand this particular thing, you will transform your mind from ignorance into the awkward understanding. Awakened understanding. So once you understand that that everybody is interdependent, we are all the same, then you will be able to get into that awakened understanding state, which is nirvana. We shine like a light. We shine light on the way things that are looking deeply of impermanence, non-self, interbeing. Then we will see these are the three key points: impermanence, non-self, and interbeing. So these are the things we will shed the light on that, and we will see how these things are affecting. This is not the permanent. We are thinking the world is permanent. It is not the permanent. Suppose if your grandparents' home, if you see their grandparents would have think that, oh, this house is permanent and we will be living forever. Your grandparents might have gone and that house also might have gone. So within that also itself we can see. Similarly, we think that this house is a permanent and we decorate, we do that, we do this, we really live, give our life a whole time for that. But you never know when you have to leave this home and go. Right? We just need to leave everything and go when the time comes. So this is not, it is so impermanent. Impermanence, non-self, and interbeing. Okay. When we can touch the impermanent and non-self nature of phenomena, we can touch the nirvana. When we can touch the impermanent things, so when we are able to touch the impermanent things, we are whatever we want it, right? Whatever we want the things, we are able to achieve, because only thing is you have to put all your intention there. I want to become this. You can work hard and achieve. Only thing, if somebody is not achieving, means they are a bit lazy. They have high goals, but they are not working towards it. Whoever is working towards it, they are able to. So impermanent things you are able to achieve. Why can't you achieve the permanent things? You will definitely touch the nirvana. You will definitely touch the suchness. When you are actually false things, when you can able to achieve your success, for the true things, you will definitely can achieve the success. That is what is saying. Nirvana is nothing but the nature of interbeing of all things, or interdependence, or a co-rising. We are all co-rising. The three seals. There are three dharma seals, he say. What are those? Impermanence. Nothing is permanent in this world. Impermanence. Non-self. There's nothing like, oh, this is mine, that is yours. No, there's not. Non-self. It is, everything is the same. The underlying concept is only the consciousness. For everything, consciousness only became me, consciousness became you, and consciousness became this house, consciousness became this mountains, consciousness became this rivers. So everything is, underlying thing is only the consciousness. And nirvana, that is the suchness. First key is impermanence, the door of reality concerning the time. If you are taking that thing, the door of reality of the concerning the time is the first key, that is impermanence, because as time passes, it is not the permanent, it is going off. Second key is non-self, used to open the door of reality concerning the space. Concerning the space, truth is both are one. Truth is the time and space both are one. Time and space are not the are one. One cannot be without time. Without time, the other cannot be. Without space, the time cannot be there. So the time and space is one and the same. The nature of imaginary construction, whatever that imaginary construction we are doing, that we are doing only with our deluded mind. With our deluded mind, we are thinking separate. We are thinking it is a permanent. We are thinking a separate self. You are different and I am different. All this is coming only with the nature of impermanence or imaginary, nature of permanence or imaginary construction only it is coming. So with these two keys, impermanence and the non-self keys, with these two keys, we will be able to understand the interdependence and the co-rising concepts. Okay, like the flower and the different, the flower and those the different parts of non-flower elements that we have seen, we can see that. The third key is nirvana, is a fulfilled nature. So nirvana, in the sense you don't bother about anything. When you are in the nirvana, if something happened to me, enjoy it. If something comes today in my meal, I got a delicious meal, enjoy it. Tomorrow I didn't get anything, enjoy it. Enjoy that fasting. So that kind of nature, nirvana, you will be fulfilled. Everything, everything you will be able to enjoy. Nirvana is a fulfilled nature, the reality of no birth. You will not see where in the world. So usually, oh, if I don't get the food, I may die. Where in the world you will be dying? There's no death, no birth, no death. So then you will not get fear for anything. The reality of no birth, no death, no coming, no going, no one, no many, no existing, no non-existing. That state is called the nirvana state. Okay. The world of interdependent co-rising, where nothing exists as a separate, where nothing, that is interdependent is, or a co-rising is nothing existing. You or me are not separate. We are all the same. We are the permanent entity. We are not impermanent. We are the permanent entity. Impermanence and non-self go together with the nature of interbeing. To touch the nirvana, to see the interdependent nature of reality, we have to touch the impermanence and non-self. In order to touch that one, we have to touch impermanence. There's nothing permanent. You have to go to that stage of impermanence. Then you can touch. Then you can touch that realm of suchness. I have seen, because recently when I went to some of the ROL community or something, people, they just left because they understood, they just followed it. The entire thing, whatever the properties that they earn in their lifetime, they just sold and gave it to that ashram and they're just living. Oh, they will take care. That kind of, because whenever you have done something, so you are impermanent, there's nothing permanent, that kind of thing, that when you achieve that, for me, look, how can you do that? That's what, because I'm not seeing that impermanence yet. That's why they have seen something beyond it and they are able to do it and they are able to serve the society very well. They think that whatever that universe will take care of them. So that kind of existence, universe, they are all the same. So there's nothing like, nothing will happen to me. That kind of thing, they have it. So here he has given, right, has given an example of, yeah, if somebody is saying, like, example, like if somebody did a crime, we feel that, oh, that person is a very ridiculous person, he did that crime. But what he is saying is, the author, if someone in our society, if so many people are doing a crime, we We have to feel shame that we have built a society so ridiculous that we cannot change, we could not change a person. So how come that person, ridiculous things are serious crime, he will do it? He is saying that this is the store of consciousness. We have seen, right? There is the seeds are there in the store of consciousness. When those seeds are there, if the seeds may be coming from their ancestors, or maybe planted by society in his own lifetime. So some seeds were there, was planted in his mind. So he might have put the water to those seeds only. So he became a criminal. So who is responsible? Here he is saying whole society is responsible because his siblings, his friends, educators, authorities, as a whole, the society is responsible for one person to become that criminal, because these many people could not transform him. His criminal ideas he could not transform. So which means that we are all responsible, because that's an unwholesome seed. When there is an unwholesome seed is there, we could not transform that unwholesome seed to the wholesome seed. These many people, because that is why that unwholesome seed has ripened and came out with a tremendous force. That's why people will start killing, raping, some serious crimes. All those things they will do it, because they feel, they manifest their powerlessness. So they have some frustration, they have something. So the powerlessness they are just showing on this. As a society, we are all defeated. If we are actually having that kind of criminals in our society, we co-raised, because we are all the people we co-raised. When we co-raised, so in a family, suppose if your son is not doing well, if your daughter is not doing well, you feel that as a parent I failed. I failed to give a better things. I failed to give you these things. But even in the society, if somebody is becoming like that, we are all responsible for it, because we are unable to change. We are unable to transform that particular person, because we have to. It is our responsibility that we need to transform the hurt. If the people around him are so compassionate, if the people around him helped him or her to transform his unwholesome seeds into the wholesome seeds, if they changed their consciousness, that collective consciousness would have helped him to transform. But we did not do it. So that is why he became like that. So when the crime is more, it is not in this society we can't live. It's not that kind of thing. You are also responsible. If you are not contributing anything to change that person, then you are also contributing that one. Of course, it is so whenever somebody did something, it will be very difficult to forgive that person. Very, very difficult to forgive. Forget about if they are doing physically harm or not. If somebody said something to you also, it will be very difficult to take it. Why she came to my home? Why she has to talk like that? She don't have right to say. So we say so many things. But if you see very things clearly, again he says that you see things clearly. Whenever the other person is saying something, you see things clearly, then you will understand what is the reason behind it. What is the reason behind it? Why they are actually saying something? You will understand the ability to see. You have to get it. You have to get that ability. The Bodhisattva, the Buddha, Bodhisattva is trying to inclusiveness. Try to include him into and try to look at him. Look at the things. Then with the compassion, then you will understand. When a criminal is doing something, if you can look deeply, you will be able to understand the qualities or the situations that made him become a criminal. When you understand that, he is saying that you will feel compassionate. You understand. You will not say that this guy has to be taken a death punishment. That kind of things you will not say. You feel. So so everybody was responsible. That's what he is saying. He was given a beautiful example of Vietnamese war that is happening. So many monks and nuns, so many people have assassinated in this, and they become the victims of that Vietnamese war, right? So they saw the people and their land is suffering. They wanted a help, and they do that. He has written a prayer in that, right? So what he is saying is when he already left, I think, Vietnam. He is from Vietnam. He already left Vietnam, but he's seeing or hearing the great deal of news of the things that is happening, right? What he's asking for the social workers and those people, right? Try to reconcile your minds with the killers, reconcile. So with the killers before you die, don't keep that grudge. That's what he is saying. Don't keep that grudge. What will happen again? It's not going to help you. He wrote a promise poem at that time. So I'll read as it is. If I promise me, he's asking, right, each and everyone, promise me this day, promise me now. While the sun is overhead, exactly at the zenith, promise me, even as they strike you down in the war, that is, with the mountain of hatred and violence, even as they step on you and crush you like a worm, even as they dismember and disembowel you. Remember, brother, remember, man is not our enemy. He is not our enemy. The only thing worth of you is compassion. Even at that time, he is asking you to be with the compassion, invincible, limitless, unconditional. Hatred will never let you face the beast in a man. One day, when you face this beast alone, with your courage intact, your eyes kind, untroubled, even as no one sees them, out of your smile will bloom a flower. Out of your smile will bloom a flower. And those who love you will behold you across the 10,000 worlds of birth and dying alone again. I will go with the bent head, knowing that love has become eternal. On the long, rough road, the sun and the moon will continue to shine. See how beautifully has written. So he asked everybody to practice it. Everybody did. The tapes were made at that time. The tapes were made, and they even one of the lady, right, in that one monk or kind of lady, she want to make a peace between these two countries. She put a fire on herself. Before she put the fire on herself also, she heard this poem 2 times. She kept the tape recorder twice and she heard. She said that even the killer, whoever is doing, even you're all the interdependent, don't do this to her. And then she want the peace, so she killed for empathy and for reconciliation of those two. She killed herself. Understanding always leads to love. Always understand the other person. Try to understand why they are actually doing it. When we have the love and compassion, we do not have the anger. We do not suffer. We won't have the anger and we will not suffer. Whenever we don't have that love, right? Whenever we are lacking of the love, then only we suffer. That thing. So whenever you have that love, oh, that other guy is suffering, or maybe he's in the problem, you will try to understand it. The fear, whenever you have that fear, suppose in the war, I may die. That kind of feeling, whenever you get it, you feel that, oh, I'll die, so I'll get an anger. But when you understand that there's no coming, no going, no birth and death, maybe for this lifetime I may go, let us be compassionate, I'll come back. Whenever you understand that way, right, you will not get any fear or anxiety. You will not feel sorrow or a despair or a hopelessness. So whenever we are hopeless, we'll get anger, right? So that leads to the anger, that leads to all other negative emotions. But whenever you are compassion, your heart will be warming and you will not suffer. Even that at the time of death, more than that the person killing you, because of all this emotion into your thing, then you suffer more. But when that is not there, if the person is trying to kill, okay, that physical act only will happen. You will not suffer. Mentally, the mental misdeeds or mental things will not be there. This is what is already teaching in Bodhisattva. Compassion grows in each and every small heads. If we learn all these things and we go in a gathering, somebody tells something, you will immediately get an anger. So in that also, try to see why that person, look deeply, why that particular person is actually passing on that kind of comment, that kind of negative comment. What is that? Why he is not able to pass that positive comment? What happened to his life? What is the lacking? Because if somebody is lacking something in them, then only they pass the negative comments on others. If you are fulfilled in nature, right, you will not pass any negative things. Oh, they may need some help, let us do that kind of nature. You will be having it. If you are already lacking something, then you will try to cover that and by passing that negative comments on others. So if you look deeply, you will be able to understand. Instead of getting anger on those things, you try to look deeply, then transform your practice practice of looking deeply into we see the interdependent nature. So then you will see that interdependent nature of transforming. Then you can get the delusion into the illumination. You will come from the delusion to the illumination. You will see that with the true mind you can see. So you can go to that Nirvana. That's what we can go. I could not. There are few more things are there. I'll conclude in the next session because already 10:03. Any questions? I'll stop here. Any questions you have?
Hi, Prasanna. I like the when he said that the interdependence nature. That's a very good point. Like the back me, when we see, like you said, everything, for every little thing, we always depend on in others. So
Yes.
many people are working for one thing, we are enjoying.
Yes.
So when that awakening comes, that is the mindfulness. So that is very good point, So when we keep in that in mind, always we think, oh my God, okay, like, oh, so many, and also immediately we feel like thanking.
Yes, exactly. We feel
and
like
showing the
thanking.
gratitude.
You
Yeah.
feel thanking to so many people, then you will not see that they're so different. They are so different or low or high. That kind of feeling you will not have it.
Yeah. Yeah. We feel, that sameness in every one of us, samatva bhava, all
exactly.
that comes. But that's a very good point. I really like that when he mentioned that.
Yeah, this next 10 verses are so beautiful because these are all way of practicing. Until now, we learn knowledge. Okay, what is store of consciousness? What is mind conscious? This is all knowledge, I can say.
Yeah.
But this is what actually we have to practice. We have to see things. So after reading, if somebody says something, right, I'm just look why. We know because we will get immediately angry because that is not true. So you'll get angry. But instead of getting angry, if you can see the other person, why she or he passed such a comment, what is he lacking? If you see that, right, you can understand more of the person. Then you feel more compassionate. You will try to help the other person.
Yeah. That's
You'll try to help the other person because okay, this person is lacking this. That's why he is actually commenting on others. So let me help you to grow in this direction so that he may feel that he or she is also good. So that kind of compassion will be getting it.
Yeah, that's true. So that reaction and what is that? Yeah. Then the mind, clearly
that looking deeply, right? That
deeply,
is so much we have to practice every day. So much so for everything, we need to practice a lot.
Yes.
Hi, Prasanna. My name is Bhavna. So I have one question. Like I'm little confused between interdependency. Is interdependency and dependency are the same? Because I go to Chinmaya classes and there the Swamiji says you should not be dependent. You are a single soul. Like, you come single, you go single. You should not be dependent. Like you should be independent.
Here is the two things, Sanjay. So you are a single soul and you have to come and go. Is like, suppose if you have to in a spiritual sense, because maybe the context that he may be explaining some scripture, right? So whenever you are doing that in that context, you should not depend on this. So even the many scriptures says for the God will take care as long as other things. But as to grow spiritually, you are a single and you have to know yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to know your purpose and grow by yourself. Here, interdependence in the sense to understand that purpose also. Here, actually, the thing is you are separate. Bhavana is listening and Prasanna is teaching. If I have that kind of feeling, right, then we are feeling that you are two separate people. So that is the two separate, but the thing is, underlying thing is you and me came out of that same consciousness. So here today platform, you and all these 14 people or 13 people excluding me, all 14 people are here to learn a concept. Everybody is here to learn a concept. So only thing is, so out of the 14, so one has given in this today, one role was given to me, okay, you read and explain. So we all together, we are learning. There's nothing like one is actually teaching, others are listening like a thing. So we are all together learning, which means without you, I can't teach. Without without even if I learn also, without nobody is there in this platform, I am not able to teach anybody, right? When there is nobody, I will not learn from myself also, which means we are interdependent, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
We are interdependent. So that is here the concept of interdependence is we are all came from that same consciousness. We are not, you should not feel the duality. We should feel that oneness. That is what here the concept.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Anybody want to add some more points for Bhavana? You can add.
Yeah, see, that's what in Gita, Uddharet Atmanatmanam, Atma eva Atmano Atma. See, you had to, in evolving the soul, you should not depend on others.
Yeah.
You're not, even not on a guru. Soul evolution purpose, you need to grow individually.
No,
That
even this
only,
interdependence also, same concept of interdependence he's saying, right?
but you
So
need to recognize the
thing,
interdependence.
he may be explaining the concept, but who has to feel it? Your soul, you have to feel it. My soul, I have to feel it, right?
Yeah.
Only when I feel it, only when I experience it, I can be in that state.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, during the soul evolution, it is you need to feel that you are not depending, it is independent. But when you think of that, the same soul resides in every being. We are all connected as one. Mamatma Sarvabhutatma. In that way, you need to see in the society to live, we are all interdependent on each other.
Yes.
That when you connect to that, then you feel compassion and love for the other person.
Yes.
Then you don't hate whatever they do.
Interdependence helps to grow as a soul by understanding others and does more of ourselves. Yes. Yes, Srijana.
Yeah, very good session, Prasanna. I agree with everybody. Everybody said everything. But the good feeling we experience, and the more concentrated good feeling among many selves will create good things. So even though it is my Atma's feeling, but it really go around to many places, and it enriches everybody's lives. Whereas a thief, he said, the author said, the thief was generated because of that combined
creation. Yeah. Thief he must have his own story, right? Or he must have some seeds in his own store of consciousness because of his whatever the seeds that he has put in his mind. So there is, and also some situations might have happened. So because of all these things, suppose if at that time if somebody shows the love and compassion, and if they could take out those seeds, then he would not have become thief.
Right. Yeah.
That's why he said, as a whole, as a society as a whole, we failed if there are so many people of such that. Right?
Yes. Yeah, very good knowledge. Going deeper. Nice. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, we're all
and we need to practice this, and I am practicing. I can see myself. Yeah. At work, or even anybody who says something, I just, it's okay, See the goodness in everywhere, in everybody.
Thank you, Sujana. Thank you, everyone, because of all of you are coming for interesting. I'm able to put more and more time. to understand the concept and getting the real life examples, because he may be giving a Vietnamese war, but may not be relevant to us. So I have to take then and there, I have to take a coffee example or other examples, right? How it comes. So, because if you start practicing, you'll get to know that real life itself will get many examples.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there is few more concepts in this chapter. We'll finish next class and then we'll move on to the next. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prasanna. It was a beautiful session today, and I also enjoyed everybody's inputs. It was wonderful, a very interactive session, and thank you. Thank you, Prasanna.
Thank you,
Thank you
Prasanna.
all. Thank you, Rupa, Lakshmi Garu, and thank you, Aravind, everybody. Bye. Good night.
Everyone, good night, and see you all next week again with Prasanna, and tomorrow with Bala ma'am. Thank you all.